The bivouac is really well set up, and I have to say, check outside queuing. It's fantastically well organised. So water is handed out first thing in the morning. You've got this little card that they give you that they punch. Don't need to worry about it, just take it with you. You've got a medical card which is attached to the same thing. It's on one of those pulley little things that you clip on. So that's easy. You just queue up, you're given a certain amount, and they write your number, I was 186, onto the top and the bottle, so that if they see any, you get fined. If they see any lying around, and I have to say I didn't see one lying around discarded, whatever is the consequence of, which more events did that, because it's a nice way of not having all sorts of litter around. It was a really clean race, and I was delighted to see that. Also, you've got these angels called Dr. Trotter, and Dr. Trotter is basically the medical service that is there. Predominantly for most people it's just feet. You just go there and you get a ticket from the medical tent, which then changes it for a ticket at the clinic. So basically there's a medical reception where you can get stuff for your DIY if you want. So you can take some stuff with you and feel free to anything that you particularly like, but they will provide it for you free of charge all the way through, and you don't have to carry it. So all of the kind of pads and sticky stuff and sterilising strips and all of those stuff you can get free every night, which is a really good service. If you need somebody to do it for you, because for one, I did try and learn how to do blisters and what have you, but they're always in inaccessible places. They're always worse than you can think. So I went to Dr. Trotter's every night from the first night on. My feet aren't great, and they were brilliant. You hear all sorts of tales about them just slicing them off and then it's open and exposed and all that. None of that. They're very, very, they don't speak a lot of English, but they're very kind people, and will do what you ask them to do. So I just said, can you pierce it, and then just get the fluid out, and then strap it up. Fantastic. Without them, there is no way I would have done this event. And as I say, they're very professional. So you get a ticket at the first medical tent, and then you walk across to the clinic, and then you swap that ticket for a ticket for the queue. You then go down, and there is places to sit and to disinfect your feet. So you give disinfectant there. You then queue up and go and lay down, explain what you want doing, and they'll do it. And it's very, very, very good service. Emails and phones, I didn't use the phone, but the email, and on the phone I did take a phone with me, and 2 nights I was able to get signal, which was nice. You can ring home and stuff, and they can obviously, it's always nice to do. And emails, I set up one email address at work, mds@webmiteuk.com, which went to a number of people. And so, because you can only send one without having to re-queue up and send it, so you only get a group that you can send it to anybody that you want to inform how you're doing. But this year, for the first time, you may be able to see it just there. There was a tracker that was strapped, which was a fantastic piece of equipment. In case of emergency, it had an SOS button that you lifted a flap and pressed, and they'd find you. But also people could monitor you live on the internet, see exactly where you were, which was brilliant. Some people knew about it, some people didn't. I didn't know that it was definitely going to happen. Oh, you can see it here. Oh, no, you can't see this. But it really is a fantastic asset, because you used to have flares, but they didn't do any flares this year. They're now onto these, I can't remember what they're called, Light Spot, I think it was. Which they clip on for you and they keep it going, and as long as the light's green, you're cool. And it was a fantastic addition to it. So that's really the camp. You get fed on the first day, and first full day that you're there. Thereafter, you pass the bags in of anything that you don't want, so just dump everything. By that time, most people have got their head round. Luxuries that people did have were solar panels to charge phones and what have you. Somewhat, about 1 in 2 worked, and it never was quite enough and what have you. I took a little old Nokia with me, which had which was a spare battery. That worked perfectly for me. It's MP3, takes video, not really the best video, but that was a picture I took of it. It's good enough. Other than that, you're looking at taking with you the food that you need, and that's always less than you'd imagine. Because you're meant to have a minimum of 2,000. I took about 3,500 because I'm about 85, 86 kilos, and I didn't eat anything like that. Probably at about 2,500. So you ended up discarding it all away and have more savoury things than you would reasonably want, because you end up having so much sweet stuff, electrolyte, and so I can't bear gels, so I had no gels at all. I did have shot blocks and things like that, and after a while, there's only so much sweet your body can take. So things like everybody's craving peperamis and some nuts. I wish I'd have had more salted peanuts and things like salted snacks. Those would have been brilliant for it, because you can feel it. The way that made sure I got enough salt inside me and food inside me, I had a stopwatch. I didn't bother with the GPS tracking and all that kind of stuff. You know how far you're going. You've got a book that they give you at the beginning, which gives it, even though I didn't even reference that, because you've just got to go and do it anyway. Basically, you just simply got to, every half an hour I took a salt tablet. Every hour, on the hour, I took some food and a salt tablet. And that was an easy way of doing it, and it gets you into a routine. So half an hour flies by, but you can keep just doing a little salt tablet. They're only tiny, just pop one in, swallow it with some water, and you're off. And that worked really well for me. Saved me any faffing around. And that was another Eric tip that was really, really very good.